Welcome, welcome, welcome to the third session of day 4 of the Entrepreneurial You Virtual Conference and Expo. Now, our presenter today, she guides intuitive leaders and entrepreneurs by helping them spring back from burnt out. Her shiftology technique helps them to tap into their inner business game. She's the author of 2 books and co-author of 6. I'm so happy to welcome Terry Wildemann to this conference. Welcome, Terry.
Thank you, Heneka. It's lovely to be here with you today.
Awesome. So I had an encounter on the weekend, right? I was so much off center and I needed to get back to center. No, this is what you do. You help entrepreneurs and you guide us into bringing us back into center and tapping into our inner business game, as you say.
Yes.
Now take us through that technique that you use.
Okay. The technique that you're asking me about is the quick shift technique. And the quick shift technique is so simple, it's hard. And why is it hard? Because you don't think it works. However, it actually does. And it works with you in mind, body, and spirit. It works physiologically, biologically. It helps with your hormones in terms of it reduces your cortisol level when you're highly stressed, and it increases your DHEA levels. So would you like to practice the quick shift technique with me?
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. All right. The first step is breathing. Take a very deep breath and breathe into your core. Breathe into this area of your body. Take a deep breath. And as you continue to breathe in this area, one of the things that I like to ask clients to do is to actually put your hand here. You know, a lot of us just automatically put our hand here when we're thinking, and this hand becomes an air pump. So the air is going in through your hand and out of your hand. And what it's doing is it's guiding the hand. It's just a visual. It's a way to keep you focused in this section of your body. So keep breathing in and out of your hand. Deep breaths. And the breathing alone will assist dramatically in helping you reduce your stress levels. Because what happens is when we're stressed, we get tight and tight and tight, and our breathing becomes constricted, and we end up with foggy thinking. So the more we shift in here, we open up our mind, we open up a lot of the zones that we need to be able to really make great decisions and innovate. So keep breathing. How do you feel so far?
I feel good. I'm breathing.
Okay. Just breathing. So as you breathe in and out of your hand, the next step is to, with each breath, as I said, relax every single part of your body. Then think of something that makes you feel really good, whether it's holding a significant other, a parent, a pet, taking a walk, driving in a beautiful part of the world, zip lining, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's where I went, actually.
Whatever it is that makes you happy, just be there. Be there completely. And I'm sharing the technique with you now, and it's taking a little while, but it happens like this once you learn it. So just think of something that makes you feel really, really good, and keep breathing and sitting there for a few seconds, just doing that. And imagine yourself in that place. I think you said you were ziplining earlier this weekend. So imagine yourself ziplining. Or if you're an audience member, wherever it is you want to go and be. Doesn't that feel better? So again, you're reducing your cortisol levels with this, and you're increasing your DHEA levels. And what you're doing is you're going into a place of neutral when you keep breathing in and out of your chest, in and out of your heart. And going to this place of neutral allows you to look at what is going on around you, and it gives you a different perspective. It offers insight. I know when I get charged, the moment I start to do this, it assists me it stops me from reacting and allows me to get very quiet and then engage from a very neutral and a very conscious place, we tend to react. So as you keep breathing, so how do you feel right now?
I feel good. I feel good.
Wonderful. So the steps are all, for the audience members who want to learn all the steps, they can go to quickshiftzone.com and they can download it there. I have folks who go there, print it out, and they laminate it, and they have one on the bathroom mirror. They have another one in the car, another one in the purse. They use it as a bookmark. They use it all over the place as a reminder of constantly quick shifting. And the more you stay in this place, actually, the easier life becomes, the more positive you become. It's a very simple technique. So simple. And it has so much power.
Yeah, as you talk about power, Terry, thank you for that. There's so much that lies within our breath. Just our mere breath. Something that we take for granted.
Yes.
Why is our breath so
we
powerful?
Really do. Well, the breath allows us to oxygenate ourselves. What happens when we are out of oxygen? We suffocate. So deep breathing allows us to reoxygenate ourselves, reoxygenates the blood, allows us to go to that place where we can truly just de-escalate. And the breath, when we breathe easily, we're in flow. When we're highly stressed, we become, the breath becomes constricted. And when we become constricted like that, we can't think properly. Our perspective is skewed. We go to places we don't really want to go, but we end up going to. So the deep breathing just assists us to get into a much calmer place that de-escalates everything around us.
Mm-hmm. Entrepreneurs by nature, we are driven, passionate, highly mobile, highly active, hyperactive even. And so this may even seem counterintuitive to a lot of persons.
Well, actually, it's the best gift you can give yourself, because you can still keep go, 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 and have to, if you choose to go there, doing this technique. Because when if you do this technique and stay grounded and centered in your body, you can still move very quickly, doing everything you want to do, but with clear focus, tapping into your intuition and allowing your mind and heart to work together. So yes, you can keep going, going, going if you choose to do that, as long as you stay in this heart centered, because you're grounded. You know what you need to do. You know what has to get done. And when you stay here, if you're not in this grounded, focused, heart-centered, what happens is things can become hard. When things become hard, that's your cue to take a step back, regroup, do a quick shift, and then go back at it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's actually not counterintuitive. Well, it is counterintuitive for people who don't want to take time. But when you give yourself the gift of 60 seconds an hour or 60 seconds every 30 minutes, you put yourself first. When we are go, 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 going, we're putting other people first. When we put ourselves first, then everything flows from us. It's also...
Yes, continue. Finish your chain of thoughts.
The other thing with this is I had burned out multiple times. And every time I look at the reason for my burnout, I was go, 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 need to, have to, going a mile a minute. And I lacked boundaries. And what I realized was, when I put my boundaries up, when I put time limit on things, and I kept quick shifting, my life has changed dramatically in a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. Because when you put yourself first, then and only then can you really be of service to other people, because you are strong. you are then in control of who you are.
Mhm.
And you can then tap into that intuitive self quickly, because that's what quick shift does. It does help you tap into that intuitive self. And it allows you to serve others the way they need to be served in magnificent ways.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so important that we put ourselves first. I mean, we often hear that, that's a selfish thing to do. But even when we go on airplanes, they tell us, should we get into difficulty, then we need to put our own mask on first.
Well, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And I had one woman, it's interesting you brought that
Analogy.
analogy up, because it's one that I use a lot. And it's in my book, The Enchanted Boardroom. I had one woman in my workshop say to me, I could never do that. I could never put it on myself first instead of my child first. And other people in the room looked at her and said, what good are you going to do to your child dead? Because you refuse to take a couple seconds to take care of yourself first so that you can take care of your child. You take care of your child and you croak. Okay?
That's
What good are
and
you to the kids?
that is a profound statement, Terry. Because a lot, I think it's not the fact that they don't want to put themselves first, but I think it's the guilt that's
Yes,
associated with doing that. So
exactly.
take care of the guilt, take care of the mindset. So address that issue of guilt.
Okay. Oh, that's a big one, especially for moms and daughters, and everybody has guilt in some way, shape, or form, and guilt can really bring us to our knees. And as far as I'm concerned, guilt is an unnecessary emotion. If you are taking care of yourself and minding your energy, first of all, it's not your business what anybody else thinks of you. So oftentimes we go into this guilt place because we're so worried about what other people think about us. And it's none of your business what other people think about you. If you're honoring yourself and being true to yourself, and you're doing what feels good, it's their problem, not your problem. And it took me a long time to understand that and get that. If people call you out on something, take a good look at what they're calling you out on. Do you feel comfortable with the way things are? Do you feel comfortable with you? As long, if people get hurt about something you say or something you do, it's about taking a real good look at it and asking yourself, why? Why? What did I, what is my why here? How are my actions affecting the world around me? Because there is a ripple effect. And there are times we as adults, it's important for us to take ownership of our actions. It's important for us to take ownership of our words. However, when we do it from a place of love and we do it from a place of, um, I'm doing what I know is right for me personally, then go there. There is, right now there's an awful lot of stuff happening, or, especially in the United States, but there's stuff happening all over the world. And I'm seeing people calling out others very negatively, very horrifically, actually, very, their tone of voice in the name of spirituality. And that's not spiritual in my book. If you if you want to talk about your thoughts, feeling, and emotions in a calm, from a love-based reality, and you want to call things out, what you're doing is you're shedding light from a love perspective, not from a hate perspective. Okay? And that's a big difference, because what happens with love is it really helps your body to heal and it really makes you feel good. Hate, and anger is actually a good emotion, but when we go to that place of hate, it actually eats up our body. It eats up what is inside of us. Okay? And it just, we have to look at ourselves and ask ourselves why we go there. Because as babies, we're not born with that. As babies, it just doesn't, it's not a part of who they are. They're taught that stuff. And when we speak out and when we recognize that what we say and what we do works for us and it's out of love, we're in a very good place.
Mm-hmm.
Very,
You,
very good place.
you said something a while ago, Terry, and I think that's so profound. You said that it's really not our business what others think about us.
Right.
And I think we need to really get to that place, because a lot of persons I know, Caribbean entrepreneurs, we've been so caught up. I think too, there may be an issue of a lack of self-acceptance.
Yes.
And so, yes, we're caught up with what others think.
Yeah, we are. We really are. I know for myself, I was there for many, 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 many decades. Okay. And even now I get triggered every once in a while and I have to go back to my own lessons, my own learning. So it's something that I'm still in the process of getting, because, and certain behavior styles, are more susceptible to that than others.
Mm-hmm.
They really have a deep need to be liked and loved by other people. And we all have that need to be loved and liked by other people, some just more than others. But a very wise person taught me that it's none of your business what other people think about you, as long as you're true to yourself. And when I'm true, and I am true to myself, just because someone wants to be an activist and someone wants to do this and someone doesn't do that, someone wants to march, someone wants to, however it is that they want to do it, that works for them. It doesn't have to work for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can do things that are equally as important and as profound behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. So, entrepreneurship, again, because we're talking with entrepreneurs and those who want to become entrepreneurs, by nature is very competitive, and so you're being taught to look on what your competitors are doing and and to mirror that and do it better and stuff. What you say to that?
I'm going, it's not about mirroring other companies. What it is you can look at your competition, which is a wise thing to do in business. Look at them, see what they're doing, and actually you want to be in a business that other people are in, because it makes life easier for you. Avoid going into something that nobody knows about, because it's going to make it a lot harder for you to sell that business and work that business and sell the concept. But if you're in a business that other people are doing the same thing, it's about learning what it is that they're doing well, what it is that they're not doing well, looking at your own business, discerning where the differences are, and focus on helping people by using those differences. What makes you different? What makes you unique in the real estate world, for example, or in the hairstyling world, okay, or in the professional development world like I am? What makes you stand out from other people? And that's what you focus on. That's where you go. You don't want to necessarily model other people. And I'm going to be blunt here. I made the mistake of modeling somebody else for a long time, and it never felt right. This person was a teacher, and they kept wanting us that they were teaching to model absolutely every single thing that they were doing. And there were enough things in the way that was being taught that it didn't resonate with me. As a result, I was never successful in the model that this person was teaching, because it wasn't connecting to my heart and my soul.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay?
that's so important. I mean, I find that when I act from here as opposed to here, at the end of the day, I mean, acting from here may feel right in the very moment, but in the long term, when I go from here, it feels a lot better,
Yeah, it
and
really
it's,
does.
yes, and it's as I'm sitting here too and moderating the session, I'm reflecting because we're all growing. You know, we never ever get there to that place, wherever that place is, of full
That's right.
knowledge and awareness and enlightenment. But we're all growing, and so you know, it is important that we have you, Terry, sharing these lessons, even from your own experiences. You know, that you can now
Thank you.
guide others. You can guide us
Yeah,
into how it is that, you know, life and what life is about. You know, life is not just about, okay, earning that buck and you know,
that's right.
making profit for the business and stuff. We have to live. Don't be so busy trying to make a life that we forget to live.
And oh my gosh, those words are so powerful, Heneka, because I was one of them who was work, 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 and forgot to live. I really was. And I get it. And that's what led, by the way, to a lot of the multiple burnouts.
Mm-hmm.
When you say live, where I'm going to go to is have fun. Learn how to have fun and have more of it. Have as much fun as you possibly can in everything that you do. Because, and that's something I had to learn myself, how to have fun. I
Mm-hmm.
was not raised in a fun household. I was not raised where fun was a focus. I
Mm-hmm.
was raised where tasks and practicality and logic ruled the day. You know, there was very little fun.
Mm-hmm.
And fun is huge to being able to grow and get to that place of little by little we're getting to enlightenment, and every day we're growing towards that. And as entrepreneurs, as business owners, it truly is important to recognize that when we are in alignment with our passion, when we are in a business that feeds our soul, everything becomes easier. Everything falls exactly where it needs to be if we
Mm-hmm.
allow it, because we're in flow. When we are out of flow, and we're human, it's the human condition, we can step out of flow very easily. But when we're in flow, things just, it's like, how did that happen? Wow, that took care of itself. Geez, that was really easy. See where I'm going? However, when we're out of alignment, that's where it's important to use quick shift. That's where it's about, oops, this is getting hard. Go take a walk, quick shift the entire time, breathing into your heart, allow the information to come. Okay. Quick shift before you go to bed, quick shift before you get out of bed, quick shift constantly. Because as entrepreneurs, the more we are connected to our hearts, the more transformational we are in the work that we do. We can really feed the heart and souls of our clients. And the other thing to remember as entrepreneurs, as we begin to grow our teams, please recognize the client is not number one. Your teams are number one. Your employee deserves to be treated better than any client on the planet. And the reason for that is when your employees feel unstoppable, when you help your employees be the best that they can possibly be, how do you think they're going to be treating your client? They're going to be treating them magnificently because they feel it. They own it. It's in their heart. And it's the ripple effect that I was talking about. If you're the kind of entrepreneur who has a lot of turnover in your business, you need to take a good hard look at the reason why. And a lot of it may be, A, your hiring practices are incorrect. B, the way you treat employees may be something to look at very deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at employees as not, they're serving you, it's the other way around. Intuitive leaders serve and guide their employees. Intuitive leaders recognize that their employees help them to succeed, to be the difference that they want to be in the world. That's so key. And I see so many entrepreneurs make that mistake.
Wow, profound. You know, as we are about to wrap up, Terry, you began to do that by sharing, you know, what are some of the things intuitive leaders can do as they lead in their role, you know, as team leaders, entrepreneurs, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Take us through, close us out with a little more tips what intuitive leaders can do to guide their team.
Okay. The first thing in the morning I like to ask my intuitive leaders to do is to give yourselves 5 minutes to just close your eyes, tune in, and meditate. Just meditate. People are like, I don't know how to meditate. All I'm asking you to do is to be very quiet, shift in your heart, and allow your brain to go blank. And if something comes up, note it, thank it, let it go away. If there is an issue, a problem that you want to solve, ask, I want insight on this issue, and then go in deep and just allow yourself to that quiet time. 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking. That's how you start your day. Throughout the day, it's about, is this leading me towards my goal? Is this action leading me towards my goal? Is my playing on social media for an hour a day taking me towards my goal? Am I laying out my tasks? What software or what system am I using to allow me to get to the next step? And that's huge, by the way. Systems are huge to guide us in what is working and what isn't working. I have a system where the moment something pops in my head, I just put it in either on my phone or my computer, and it gets it out of my head in front of me visually. So then I can begin to, the system then allows me to move forward and schedule it as needed or delegate it as needed. Okay, so the key is to get it out of here and get it in front of you, because when we hold too many things in our heads, we become scatterbrained. The brain can only hold 7 plus or minus things. Okay, and when we have more than 7, and most of us as entrepreneurs have a ton of them, and have much more than that, we get ourselves into trouble. Okay, so those are the things to think about. Look at your systems. What is working for you? What isn't working for you? Write things down. And I resisted that for a long time, writing things down. And that's where this software came into my world. Everything goes in there, and it has just helped so much, because it just allows me to.
It's 9 o'clock.
I trust myself to know that it's there, and I don't have to worry about it. I can get to it later. Mm-hmm. Okay. The next thing I said is take care of your employees, take care of yourself, schedule things on a calendar. I use Google Calendar, and it's matched up with my husband's calendar. Put a calendar up. If you have children, put a calendar on the wall with your kids. Make your kids part of the process. Yeah, that's really important as an entrepreneur. Make your kids part of the process. Stop babysitting them. Stop being helicopter parents. Make your kids part. My kids at the age of 10 were doing their laundry. Okay, because they were very capable of doing their own laundry. It's really important to, as entrepreneurs, to teach our children to become self-sufficient. And it's also about finding employees who can be self-sufficient, to allow us to focus on the part of our business that we love to do.
Yes, amazing. Terry, even as I sit here talking to you, because by nature I'm very hyperactive, but I go calm sometimes. And I'm learning to just chill. But just sitting here talking with you, it has been a very calming experience. One that has taught me to go inside. And I know for our participants as well, it's not just me, it's for them as well. And so I thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. This is something that we need to know. Even in my very own book that I did, 15 Hints to Entrepreneurial Success, I didn't focus on the business stuff, the accounts. And yes, I included those. But I went inside. I went talking about perseverance. I went talking about finding a purpose and stuff. Because once we have those, things pat, as they say, have them down pat, then it's a little easier, things begin to work and flow a little easier. So I can relate to what you're saying. I know our participants have thoroughly enjoyed what you shared, and they are introspecting right now like I am. So I want to thank you. But before you run off, Terry, I know that they're going to be interacting with you as well, but also to share where we might contact you. And also, your books, the one that you're pushing now is The Enchanted Boardroom.
Yes.
Right. So go right ahead and share that with us.
Well, the Enchanted Boardroom can be found on Amazon. The tagline is "Evolve into an Unstoppable Intuitive Leader." And you can find me at www.intuitiveleadership.com.
Thank you, Terry. It's been amazing.
Thank you.